Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, to the world away, and we've now got issue 78 of D. Agostini's Build Your Own R2-D2. Okay, before you ask, I haven't got my cap on today. I've gone and left it around my mother's house, so there's no cap today. I was considering putting something else on my head, but no, not today. Right, issue 78 is quite an in-depth one. As a matter of fact, there's so many stages, I don't know how long this is going to take. Let me just show you some of the things that we've got to do. We're going to be attaching these arm sections here. Both of these for like the little tools that are going to open up from the little hatch. And then we're going to be installing the hatch into a bit of the bodywork there. Now, if you can see here, let me just put this back to where I'm going to be breaking from. I've got one of the bits that we worked on the last issue out, so we'll keep that to one side. There's the hatch door. This comes with a new one, and look at all of these bits in here. And what I'm particularly looking at is this here. Look, sprues. So as you can see, I've opened that, and it's all full of all gorgeous things. So let's just tip them out. I think that's the best thing. And lay them out all in a higgledy-piggledy mess so we can get on with issue 78. Okay, first thing we're going to need to do is get my trusty wire cutters. I used to use nail clippers, but look, I've got some proper sprue cutters now. So we're going to be cutting these sprues off, and it's going to tell us exactly where we need to cut them. We're going to be needing to cut them just at the edges here. So let's get these on and get these nice clean cuts. So when they come off, they look just like that. And we should have 3 of these. So that's the first one off. Oh, come on. The second one. For years I haven't used sprue cutters because I thought I'd get a much neater edge with my nail clippers, but now I'm using them. I don't think I'll ever go back. So that's an empty sprue. We've got these 3 bits here. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this silver piece here, just like that. We're going to be gluing, we haven't done glue for a long time, have we? These bits into the troughs just like that. Now they do sit quite good on their own anyway, as you can see. I can rotate that around and stuff, but they do want a touch of glue in there. So I'm not going to put a lot of glue in there. And the good thing is I've only just bought this glue. This is brand new. So the good thing about brand new glue is that it goes on absolutely perfectly exactly where you want it. When you've had it for a little while and it cakes up, that's where it takes forever. So we put the first one in, push that down. Here's the second one. This is stage 1 and 2, by the way. I normally mention that, don't I? So I chose to do another R2-D2 today, and I think tomorrow's video will be another DeLorean one. That's the second one in, looking just like that. That looks really good, doesn't it? And then last but not least, put the third one in. So how is everyone? How are you bearing up with my my builds at the moment? I really enjoyed doing that Christmas tree mod yesterday, I have to say. That was excellent. There we go, just push that down, but there we go, that is completed. We've got that bit on now. So that was step 2. Now step 3, it says glue the pin on part BP22 into the hole on part BP23. So BP23 is this part just like this. See on all the cameras there. And we're going to be putting this part right in the end of the bigger one here. So this is going to be going into there just like, it's actually directional, so just like that. Simple. But they want this glued in. So I'm going to dab a bit of glue just on the edge here. And what will happen is, it doesn't need a lot, because as soon as this touches the side, it's going to coat the whole thing in glue, and then that will keep that in there forever and a day. Just like that. And that will keep that in. So, we've got the first bit of the tool completed. Next thing, we just get to put that down now, because we need one of, what bit is it? It's one of these bits. As a matter of fact, these two look exactly the same. We've got one that says got a number 3 on it though, and one that's got a number 2. They do have a stamp on the side. It does say fit the forked end of one of the BP28 tool arms over the longer tool pivot BP24. Which one is it? We've got 2 of these, which again, you've got BP27, 21, I think that says, or 27. There's BP24, so that's the one we need. These look exactly the same. I'm just showing you on the close-up camera. they really do look exactly the same. I can't see a difference in them. So it's weird that they've both got different numbers on. But I'm going to go with this one. I don't know if that's right or not. And the way this is going, this is step 4. We're going to be putting this bit just in there like that. So we've got the hole through the middle there. And then we're going to be putting a screw, a nut and bolt through this. And this is basically an 8mm screw with the nut that came in the last issue. So let's get my screws over. Now, someone told me, and I really apologise that I can't remember your name, that I used the wrong screw in the last issue. I used a 6mm when I should have used an 8mm. I don't think it made much of a difference, to be honest with you. But I did make a mistake. That's my fault. And I did replace that afterwards. So I've got the screws that I need. We've got 2 screws there. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting the bolt just in that section there. Oops. These bolts are really tiny and fiddly. So as you can see, I put a bolt in one side there. I'm going to hold that with my finger. And then we'll put the nut through the other side. I've done it the wrong way. We put... Once again, I'm doing it wrong. I put a nut in one side and now I'm about to screw the bolt to it. So let's put that in. Now it says tighten this up so that it feels sloppy. So at the moment I've got that really rigid. That ain't moving at all. So I just need to give it a little bit of loosening, just a touch, so that it's got a sloppy feel to it. That's still too tight. Oh my god. Let's try that. That's better. It's got a little bit, so it's got a little bit of resistance on there when I turn that now. So that's that one done. And then what we're going to be doing, last but not least, is we're going to be putting what we just created here into the end. And it's going to go in this bigger end here. And you see it is labelled. You've got like a semicircular on each side, so you can make sure you put it in the right way. That's going to be going in just like that. And that needs to be glued in there. So we'll put some glue in here. Now this is the side, this sort of work we're doing now with sprues and stuff like that, I don't mind saying, is the bit that I normally have the big troubles with. I'm just not very good at it. But there we go, look, we've got one finished piece there. Looking really good actually. So that's one, what do you want to call it? It's a tool assembly arm. There we go. So I'm going to put that one to one side because we're going to be assembling the second arm now. The second arm, we've got another sprue to cut off, as you can see this one here. But when we cut this one off, we need to make sure we cut it in a place where it's got a little bit of a tab left on it. So, I'm going to get me scissors. It does tell you in the instructions where to cut these. But basically it's got to be cut just there. Oh, and that just pinged off into oblivion. So, we've got this piece here. And we're going to be taking the bit we just taken off here. This is step 2. And it's going to be going into the hole just in the side. So when I glue this in, I'm not doing it yet, but we put that bit in there. And it's going to look just like that. So this is step 2. We'll get the glue on there. Again, people ask where I get my glue from. I get it from a shop called The Range that we got in the UK. And the reason I use that glue is vacuum sealing. So I haven't got to put the top on all the time. I haven't got to worry about that at all. But that is going to look just like that. That looks really good actually. Okay. So there, step 3. We're going to be putting the end of this silver piece here onto the end here. That's just going to go in like that. But once again, they want glue on it. Now, stay tuned to the end of this video because there's a guy on the Facebook group called Ian Costal. Ian, I hope I've pronounced your name right. But he has been doing some amazing stuff with the bits that we're about to install now. And I want you to see what that looks like. So I will include that at the end of this video. I'm just straightening this out because that piece at the end there just collapsed a little bit. But now, there we go, look, that's perfectly lined up. So that was step 3 done. Now step 4, once again, we're going to be using these 2 bits that we got here. And once again, they're just going to be going together like this. Oops, wrong way around. Going together just like this. And then once again, we're going to be putting a bolt and screw through that. So we've got that. I just need to get a nut out. Oh, there's the nut. And once again, we put the nut in one side just like that. Hold it with my finger. And then once again, we don't want to over tighten this because we want to be able to It's on like a little ratchet system, but we still want to be able to fold it in quite easily. So I've left that a little bit loose, and as you can see, yeah, that's perfect. I can get that open and closed nice and easy. So we've got 2 of those. And then what we're going to be doing after we put that in, we're just going to be putting the end of this into here, just like that. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue just on the end here, and then that's both of the tools for this bit of the model done. Completed, finito, finished. Just like that. There we go. So we've got 2 tools. Just show you that on the top camera. They've been completed. I'm just going to put them to one side. Okay, next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be fitting the tools to the compartment. Now this is the compartment here. I'm going to move my wire cutters there. Compartment's looking just like that. Nice detailing, but again, Ian Costal, you see what he's done. Your jaw is going to hit the floor almost as much as my jaw hit the floor with the Xmas tree mod. Okay, now the screws that we're going to be using on these are 2.3 by 6mm self-tapping. They will be the black ones, just so you know. So they look just like that as there. I've got those on display. As you see, I didn't get the screws ready on this occasion. Now, the way they go, if this is going to be facing this way around here, then the one with the golden side is going to be going on the bottom, and the one with the silver side is going to be going on the top there, just like that. And basically the way they go in, we've got some little holes just here, and these are going to be actually going into those just like that. I'm just going to see if it is directional. It says plug the shorter pivot BP27 into this hole. Actually, they're doing the gold one first. So they're doing this one first. So we're going to be putting that in like that, making sure it is the right way round. So this folds up and down. That looks absolutely perfect. And they've got it with the nut. You know what? I don't think it matters what way it goes in. I think it looks better that way. So I'm going to be putting it in with the bolt. Sorry, yeah, the bolt. I keep confusing it. Upright. So that's going to be going in like that. And then we just need to screw this in the bottom with one of these 2.3 by 6mm screws. So we get that loaded up and put that in. Hopefully this goes in nice and easy. I'm going to do this slow because it is trying to turn at the moment, which I don't want it to do. There we go. So I'm holding it really tight, and now I'm having to keep adjusting it because it wants to turn in my hand, you see, which I don't want it to do. And we continue. That's better. Now I can tighten it all the way. Nice and easy. And that's the first one in. As you can see, now we've got the first one in. I could tighten it up a little bit more, but then that will sit in just like that. That looks really good, actually. I'm just making sure that I have got this round the right way. When they've got it down, they've actually put it the other way, I have to say. They've put it so that when this is down, this gold bit here will be facing upright. So I think I will turn that around. So as you see, I've turned that around now so that then this little bit here doesn't catch when it's actually folded down like that. So we'll keep that bit up, and then we'll put the next bit in exactly the same way. Again, this one they've got going in so that when this goes down, they've got it going in this way here. So I'm going to show you on the top camera. That is the orientation they've got this one in. So when this goes down, as you can see, we've got the shorter end upright. So once again, we're going to be putting a 2.3 by 6mm self-tapping screw in here. That way around. I'm going to put that in nice and slowly, just to start it off, and then once I've got it locked into the little hole that it goes in, I can tighten it up. There we go, and that's in. So we've got both the tool sections in now, and we can just fold them down just like that, and they fit perfectly, as you can see, into there as well. Again, at the end of this video, just see what Ian Costal's done, and it's going to make you go, wow, that's amazing. But that's that bit done. That's fitting the compartment tool, so I can put that to one side. Okay, so now we're going to be fitting the tool compartment door, which looks like this. We're going to be putting the hinges on it, and we need 2 times 11mm screws. Now the screws that we need, if I show you here, they've got a sort of like a sleeve. They've got no thread for the first, I don't know, 1/2 centimetre, and then the thread starts. They're the ones that we need. And all they're going to do is we're going to be putting these in just like this. and then putting the screw through that here like this, and then just bolting it up. And then when we tighten it up, that screw should be free to move around. So we'll put this one in first. It does go in quite a bit of way, but once it's in, perfect. It should look like that. But what we need to do, I think we just need to loosen that a little bit, because we need to have some give in it, just like that, so we can open and shut this. We can tighten this up as much as we want. So let's do the same to the other side. In like this. Put the screw in. Tightening that up, as you can see. Again, I'm not putting it in too tight because I want the hinge to be able to move around. I can tighten those up afterwards. But that's pretty much the hinges on. Nice and easy. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be attaching the hinge to the front of this here. Now the way I place the hinges go into the squares, as you can see, show you on this camera, here and here. So we're going to be screwing these in, and these are going to be by 2.3 by 6mm tap-in screws, which are, again, the black ones, which I've got here, all ready to go. So we put these little sort of like rectangular bits on the bottom here, and they're going to sit in just like that. I'm going to just check the other one as well. Make sure that's lined up okay. It's probably best to keep the door open when we do this, actually, because it is a bit fiddly, I have to say. And then once that's in, just like that, that will be the door there. That looks just like that. So let's get these screws in here. I am thinking I am probably going to need to tighten these up later, but we'll get one in anyway and we'll see how it looks. Here's the first one going in. Lovely. Last but not least, here's the second one. Just into this hole here. There you go, and that's in. As you can see, the door now can open and close. It is sort of a bit of spring loading going on there, so it does shut, and it should keep itself shut as well. Something fell out there, which was a well, I've had my little nut just come out of this section here, so that's something I'm going to have to fix now. Okay, now we're going to install this tool compartment here into the bit that we did last time, and this is pretty easy to do. All we're going to do is open the flap just like this. We're going to drop it in like that, and then once it's in, we're going to sort of like move it around so that this fits just on this section here, and then we're going to be securing this with screws. Now we need those 2.3 by 6mm self-tapping screws again, and we've got hundreds of these, so let's just get a load out, because we're going to need quite a few for this one. There we go. And they're going to be secured 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 screws in there. I think that's right, isn't it? Yep, 4 screws. Let's get this secured in. Here's the first one. With these ones, I tend to find the slower I go, the more accurate it is. Don't know if that's correct or not, but there you go. Here's the second one. That's got in nice and tight. I'm just making sure that this is going to sit flush. As you can see, it does when that's shut. So I'm going to leave that shut while we put in the last 2. One this side. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. There we go. And then last but not least, just the one on this side over here. Do you remember those issues we had where we had like one thing to do and the video was 30 seconds long? I miss those days. There's a hell of a lot to do on this one. Okay, so there we go. That's the tool part in. And basically when I open this up, you can see we've got the tools in there, and then we can just pull them out like that. And grab this one like that as well. Now, if you have a look inside here, show you on all these cameras actually, not much detail going on in there. So again, stay tuned to the end of this video and you're going to see what Ian Costa has done to make that look hell of a lot more detailed. But I'll put these in now just to keep them in place. Shut the door, because the last thing we've got to do is just put these little brackets on here, which we're going to be needing for attaching this to the other side of the unit. So when we put these in, you've got a thicker one and a thinner one. The thinner one's going to go near the top, and the thicker one's going to go near the bottom. So we put the thinner one at the top, just like that. And that's all going to be secured in with a 2.3 by 6mm self-tapping screw. So let's get some more of those out. Now, if you remember last time, these are the ones with the flanges on. That's what I used last time, so I'm going to continue exactly what I used last time so that it's uniform throughout. But that's the first one in. Nice and tight. Now, I don't know if I'm doing this in the order they want me to do it, but they now want me to put one of these L-shaped ones in, and these are basically going to be sitting just like that over the side here. So we've got one that's going to be sitting in that way, and then the next one's going to be sitting in just like that. So the L's facing that way there. It's probably better on all these cameras actually to see how I'm doing that. Once again, we're going to secure these with these 6mm flange screws. Just reading the instructions, does it say that's the ones to do? Yeah, it does say a flange 2.3 by 6mm screw. I'm glad it says that, because just for a second there I thought I might be using the wrong screw. But with this build, even though I put in the last episode a 6mm screw rather than an 8mm, it really didn't make a difference at all. So I think it is forgiving if you do use one of the wrong screws. Just making sure that these are the right way around. And then last but not least, we've got this last one here, which is going to be matching the triangle there at the top there to this bit here. We screw that in. And then I'm guessing this is almost shortly going to be ready to attach to the rest of the actual R2 unit. Just getting this last one. This last one's a little bit tighter to put in, so I'm taking my time on it. But there you go, that's the last one in, and that's all of those parts now in. Ready to go. And again, that's what it looks like for the front. Open the hatch, you've got a little toolkit. And that is issue 78 complete. Fiddly issue, I have to say, a really fiddly issue. We're going to be doing some more of the frame next time, but just like I promised, some of these pictures now from Ian Costello on the Facebook group, check these out. The interior of all the compartments where we got the tools is absolutely amazing. He's even put an LED in these to light these up, and I've got a little video here just showing that as well. So if you're not a member of the Facebook group, go over to the Facebook group. The link is in the description, and give Ian some love there, because this is amazing. Some of the mods that he's doing for this. I am impressed. Big time. That's issue 78 done. Hope you like that video. Take care.